So here are the steps you need to follow. Step number one, you want to create an Etsy account and set up details. This is very important because everything starts from there. If you're trying to have a very successful print on demand through Etsy, you need to create an account. You can't do it like through a third-party platform, okay? So after registering on Etsy with your email address and name, the process is very simple though. You should click on the Sell on Etsy selection that allows you to actually start the whole process. And you will find that on the drop-down menu below your name. Then you should determine your account details, okay? Things like you want to put your shop preferences. This is very important. The language, the country, the currency, those are really important elements, okay? And please put your Etsy shop name. Bear in mind that you can change your Etsy shop name later on. So don't actually get stuck on trying to find that perfect name, okay? Choose any name that is very, I think, evocative of your store, and just keep the process going. And you want to list your item, okay? It's not essential to create a specific product. You can delete the whole thing later on, not a problem. The whole thing here is that you have to have a presence on the platform. So this phase, you need to have a presence on the platform, at least have a foundation for your future mega store. Right now, you just want to start little. So don't forget to also have your payment details, okay? So we have shop preferences, Etsy shop name. You have to list your item, payment details, very important. You want to set up billing, okay? Because sometimes you might have some payments to make to Etsy. So you want to make sure you have a credit card or debit card on file. You also want to determine your shop security. So the whole thing here is that Etsy has this beautiful two-factor authentication, okay, 2FA, that allows you to actually be sure that it is you. So after doing that, congratulations, not a problem. Now you can sell on Etsy. So after starting your shop, you can design a logo and banners. So those things come afterwards. You don't have to have a logo before starting on Etsy. You can start and then, people use the term pay as you go. We love the term modify as you go, edit as you go. And the good thing is you can also add shop owner details later on. And you have to add that because you want to be seen as a trustable seller, as a trustworthy seller. Very important. So step number one, create an Etsy account and set up details. Step number two, you want to create an account on Printify or another print-on-demand provider, depending on you. For this show, we are using Printify. It's one of the biggies in the industry, not a problem, okay? But you can use Printful. You can use, there are a lot of them. We actually cover them on other shows. And by the way, welcome back to the show. It's wonderful to have you here. We're discussing today's conversation, Etsy, print-on-demand, step-by-step for complete beginners. So at this step, you want to navigate to printify.com to sign up with your email address. Okay. So now you can follow the store setup checklist in order to be fully registered. The thing is you have to register on Etsy, but also be registered on the POD, print on demand platform, from which you want to actually do the whole print on demand thing. And in this case, we are using Printify. Okay. So you want to connect Printify to your Etsy store. So you have to finalize the registration on Printify. So that way you are registered on that platform too. They'll send you an email. Just click on that email to confirm the whole thing. So Printify knows that you're not spam, and you want to whitelist. You want to whitelist that the email from Printify too. So step number three, you want to connect Printify to your Etsy store. If you were to go with Printful, the process will be analogous, will be similar too. Okay, so it's time to sync your POD, your print-on-demand product, with the Etsy shop. In order to achieve this, you want to follow a few steps. So go to My Stores from your Printify settings, then tap the Connect button to start the syncing process. And you want to select Etsy from the marketplaces list, because you have a list of marketplaces. And then what will happen here is that you will be redirected to Etsy in order to give permission to Printify to connect your account. So just click Allow Access. Keep in mind that you will be subject to Printify, print-on-demand, dropshipping privacy policy, and Printify, print-on-demand, dropshipping will have permission to do the following on your behalf. So connect to your account and know your member name. connect your email address, create and edit listing in your shop, delete listings in your shop, see your inactive and expired listings, see your shipping addresses, see your sales and purchases, update your sales and purchase info. So it's really important to create this sort of integration between both platforms, Etsy and Printify, so that those two platforms will communicate with each other. This is really important to actually have that. The next thing you want to do here is to add a print-on-demand partner to Etsy listing. Okay, so you've done the work on Printify's side of the things, right? You have added Etsy on Printify. You have to do the same thing on Etsy. This is important. So you have to, by the way, I want to quickly just remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about Etsy, print on demand for complete beginners. So when you have to add a print on demand partner to Etsy listing. You must declare Etsy and announce to your customer that you work with Printify or any other print-on-demand companies. Okay, it's important to actually be transparent here because Etsy has a very strict rules about the fact that they want everything that is sold on their platform to be handmade. It has to be handcrafted. Okay, very important. So you must provide your partner's name, location, brief explanation, and answer some questions from listing items. So if you are drop shipping, if you're doing some kind of drop shipping POD, then you have to be really transparent here, and transparent will help you in the long run anyway, because you're trying to create trust. Okay, so to generate a new production partner, enter the subsequent details about Printify. So Etsy wants you to enter details about your partners, and Printify in this case is a production partner. So you want to put production partner Printify, location United States of America. About production partner, just put a production partner. About your partnership, you want to select 1, I don't have the technical ability to make it entirely by myself. 2, I design everything by myself. 3, they do everything for me. So here you have to choose which one applies to you. So you can choose I don't have the technical ability to make it entirely by myself. That's what we advise clients to do anyway, because basically Printify is doing the production for you. They're doing the printing for you. They're doing everything, the shipping for you. You just you're probably giving them the logo or the design. Okay, and you can say, well, I design everything myself. Yes, you can select that too. So you select whatever works for you. Etsy just want to have a clear idea of your position in the partnership, of your role in the partnership, because Etsy is trying to protect their platform, their customers, right? Making sure that they actually have high quality, handcrafted products. And the thing here is that never lie when you are having a conversation when you are talking about your production partner on Etsy. Never lie. So if you choose Printful or Printify, the good thing is Printful or Printify or Spreadshop for that matter, they're all known platforms, big platforms for that matter. If you were to choose a small, obscure platform, that's where things will become a little complicated. Number 4, you need to determine the sales price. So I just want to quickly remind you here. So when you are speaking about print on demand on Etsy, number 1, you want to create an Etsy account and set up details. Number 2, you want to create an account on Printify. Number 3, you want to connect Printify to your Etsy store, and vice versa, by the way. Number 4, you need to determine the sales price. This is really important. Okay, one of the key factors that determine your competition with other Etsy sellers is your price. Remember, Etsy is a very competitive marketplace, right? You want to consider every detail when setting up your price. So what I'm trying to say here is that granularity is important. Don't just look at one aspect of your cost to actually set a price. Look at things multi-dimensionally. This is very important. Okay. Now, obviously, you want to make money. I understand. You want to earn revenue. I understand. But you want to also be competitive and sustainable on the platform. So if you want to set your prices accurately, you want to look at things differently. You want to look at the parameters, the results, and the types of fees you have on Etsy. So parameters are what? Parameters means how much Printify is charging you. And you have to think about the types of fees Etsy is charging you. And then you have to think about how much you want to sell. So this will determine your profitability. Okay. Now and this will also help determine your sales price. When we talk about results, we are speaking about how great the quality of the POD item is, the print on demand item is. Okay. So parameters involve a constellation of things: currencies, revenue, cost, okay, Etsy offsite fees. So when we talk about Etsy fees, you have things like listing fees, you have transaction fees, you have advertising and promotional fees, you have subscription fees. Because remember, Etsy Plus, for example, comes with a fee of $10 monthly for sellers with a great reputation on the platform. It's a great package offering 15 listing credits worth $3 and Etsy ads credit with a $5 each month. Auto renew is applied for a subscription unless you cancel it. You also have to think about in-person selling fees, payment processing fees, shipping fees, regulatory operating fees, pattern fees, and currency conversion fees. So I'm just giving you a smorgasbord of fees that you have to take into account when you set your sales price. We always tell clients to always have in mind a minimum profit margin of 1/3. You want to make on every product at least 33%, with the sweet spot being around 50% or 60%. Because if you think about it, you basically are outsourcing the whole production to a POD, to a print on demand platform. So you have to make sure that you have enough margin to survive in the long run. Step number 5, you need to publish. Okay, so this is really important. Publishing is really important. When we talk about publishing, well, it's not really complicated. Just click the publish button. By the way, I want to quickly remind everybody of today's topic. We're having a conversation about Etsy print on demand for complete beginners. So the 5th portion here is just click the publish button. Now you are a print on demand Etsy seller. Very simple as that. Now, I want to have a quick conversation about, once you publish, you can't just stop there, right? I mean, there are a lot of things you have to do. You have to do marketing because you have to draw folks to your store. I mean, Etsy, as I said before, is very competitive. Simply because you hit publish, it's not going to drive traffic to your store. There are a couple of things you can do if you are trying to draw traffic to your store. You can do marketing. You can do internal marketing, organic marketing. On Etsy, you can do Etsy advertising. You can do PPC on Facebook, pay-per-click campaigns on Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and whatnot. And so this will allow you actually to draw traffic externally, even on Amazon, to draw traffic through several platforms onto your Etsy shop. You have to do that anyway. You can't just assume that people will actually come right away. Okay, but we have an entire show where we are talking about Etsy marketing, all the different types of marketing strategies you can put in place to make money, to draw traffic on your store. Now, let me give you an overview here about print on demand in general. We've been talking about print on demand. What is that? What is print on demand? Well, you have hundreds of items such as t-shirts, hoodies, hats, bags, accessories, and multiple customization options for your buyers. However, you don't have any product kept in inventory. Moreover, you don't require investment to prepare the order and ship it. You pay for it only when a customer orders it. Someone does it for you and accomplishes all fulfillment processes. So this is print on demand. As you see, it is a very easy way to bypass the time, investment, and risk associated with managing inventory by using print on demand services. You can go from creating to selling custom products at lower price than manufacturing them on your own. This is another type of drop shipping. The only difference here is that you are not actually buying from China or other countries. You're actually you can have a print on demand platform here in the United States. Okay, and they'll take care of you. And I'll talk about the pros and cons of print on demand in the next section. So when we talk about print on demand, here are the pros and cons. So here are the pros first. The pros that you need to think about. First, you are able to generate items in a prompt way. So if you completed the items mockup, you can create the product and list it for sales in minutes. No need to worry about shipping. fulfillment is out of your hands and into your print-on-demand companies. After the successful purchase, you are only responsible for offering exceptional customer service. And the print-on-demand is more effortless to find reliable suppliers. Nearly all POD companies collaborate with global marketplaces, and they don't want to be marked as unreliable. Okay, therefore, it's really important for them to be trustworthy. Okay, and the whole POD thing is a low investment, lower risk kind of proposition, because you're not holding any items in your stock physically. It is more straightforward to add or remove products or pivot your approach. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that you can actually change a design today or tomorrow without having to think about whether or not this could be problematic for your inventory, or if you're losing money. You're not losing money. Everything is digital anyway. Okay, here are the cons. When you think about POD, you have decreased margins. Once you get an order, you will pay the item manufacturer, the POD company, and Etsy. So this means what? Your profit will be divided into others. You have less control over shipping, so shipping costs can get complicated as it might vary from different print-on-demand products. You are not allowed to create a standout unboxing experience most of the time. You also have limited products. Your ability to customize products depends on the vendor and the item, hence you must limit your creativity. And in some cases, print on demand requires some graphic design skills. Now, if you are by far a great designer, lucky you. Otherwise, you'll have to learn through tools such as Canva, or you have Placeit, or you can go on the internet. You can go on Fiverr, on TopTal, on 99 Designs. You can go on freelancer.com to actually you can contact a designer there, and the designer will do the job for you, and then you have to actually pay the designer too. So it is what it is. And what kind of products are we talking about when we are speaking about print-on-demand products? What do we have here? Well, the thing is, when it comes to print-on-demand products, you basically have a whole variety of items. You know, there are a bunch of alternatives. Okay, so everything goes from, you can have unisex t-shirts to kids t-shirts to baseball caps to mugs to socks, all over a print hoodie. You can have puzzles, stickers, posters, tote bags, phone cases. Everything goes. Everything really goes. It's really great. Also, it's really wonderful. Okay, and so when we talk about Etsy print-on-demand partners, you have a constellation of platforms that integrate very well with Etsy. The thing here is that I've already talked to you about Printify, but I want to go a little deeper here. So Printify is a company that has the largest network of print providers since 2015. So they've been in this game for a while now. So they will connect you with print providers in over 100 locations with many options of shipping time and price. You can choose the best of your business among them. Okay, you can choose many types of products, over 300, such as fashion, home decor, accessories, etc. What we love about Printify is that they have a satisfactory customer service and merchant refund policy. They have worldwide delivery within 15 business days via USPS, FedEx, DPD. You have a UPS, DHL, Royal Mail, and more. They have tailored solutions for students, established influencers, and creators. There is no charge for the design library. They have payments via PayPal and credit cards. This is really great, so you get paid faster. And in terms of connection, in terms of integration, well, they can actually connect to Etsy, Shopify, WooCommerce, Wix, BigCommerce, PrestaShop, eBay, and more. So this is really great. In terms of the disadvantages, they have a long time production, up to 7 business days, and you cannot make personalized labeling and packaging as well. So if you're looking for some kind of extraordinary unboxing experience, you're not going to do that. Okay, so if you want to work with United States, UK, and EU providers instead of China, Printify is a reasonable way for you. Okay, the shipping process is more reliable this way. So Printify over the last 5 to 7 years, they have actually gained market share, and they're doing really well. They're doing really well right now. The second player after Printify, you have Printful. So Printful works distinctly from Printify. It has a network of fulfillment centers across North America, Europe, and partner facilities in Japan and in Australia. So they ship 80% of the products from where you buy. So thanks to that scenario, the shipping price gets lower and supplies actually get there quickly. It is a good option for Amazon, Etsy, and popular marketplaces. So it makes you personalize 314, more than that, items that you can sell on Etsy, including clothes, backpacks, laptop cases, mouse pads, hair accessories, keychains, flip-flops, tumblers, notebooks and journals, posters, stickers, puzzles, and many more. So this is really great. We love that a lot. And one thing I want to say here is that one thing we love about Printful is that they're constantly evolving too. They have worldwide delivery within 15 business days via USPS, FedEx, DPD, and DHL. And they have custom packing slips, package inserts, labels, and packages, something that Printify does not do. You have up to 30% off for bulk purchasing and 5 to 9% monthly discounts for merchants who reach specific sales thresholds. Then you have payments with PayPal, credit cards, and Printful wallet. This is really good. They have a direct integration with Etsy, Amazon, eBay, and a lot of other players. So we love the fact that they have production up to 7 days. And you also have Gelato. So Gelato is particularly famous for wall art prints, photo books, calendars, greeting cards, flyers, brochures, folders, letterheads, and roll-up banners since 2007. And they have providers in more than 30 countries such as the US, UK, New Zealand, Germany, India, China, Russia, and in more than 100 locations. And we love the fact that when it comes to Gelato, you have a 5% to 15% discounts based on your monthly sales. They actually will help you when it comes to customs, cross-border, invoicing, tax, and sales tax issues. This is really great. You have delivery within 4 to 15 business days to over 200 countries and territories. This is really great. And so if you are looking for a great provider for stationery and business supplies, Gelato is really reliable. Fantastic. I want to really acquaint you with two other players before we close to this conversation. So you have CustomCat. CustomCat is another player. They actually have been in the production of art items for more than 20 years until they pivoted to the whole online e-commerce thing. So they have a capacity of shipping more than 400,000. Think about that. 40,000 items in a day in the United States. So CustomCat supplies you with 350 products in the diversity of clothes, housewares, and accessories. Okay, and this is really good. So they have international delivery within 1 to 4 weeks via OSM and UPS. They have discounts for high volume sellers. They have processing time that is like 1 to 3 days on average. You get paid through PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover, and Payoneer. Okay, and so your clients can actually use those payment methods. And we love the fact that CustomCat is constantly evolving. This is really great. They sync very well with Shopify, Etsy, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, and other platforms via an API. And then you have Merchize. So Merchize has a huge facility in Vietnam. They can make direct-to-garment, cut and sew, heat transfer sublimation, UV printing, and laser cutting. And they supply easy management for marketplaces like Etsy, Amazon, or Google Shopping, and automatically syncs, fulfills, and tracks shipments. So this is really great. In terms of delivery, they're really kind of slow though, because it takes 4 to 20 days, and production can take up to 10 days. So this is kind of, you have to think about that. And you are allowed to open your own online print-on-demand store besides selling on Etsy. So they're really great with that. And one thing I want to say here is that they have SEO optimized and fast pre-made storefronts with powerful marketing tools, 2-day payouts, and customer support handling. And they allow you to receive payments with PayPal and Payoneer. So this is something you got to think about. But the thing is that they don't offer custom packaging or labeling. So those are things you need to think about. And they also charge you drop shipping subscription. So this is, you have to pay $6.99 every month to $229 per month. So they're not really like, just waiting for you to get the order before making money. They are charging you a subscription fee every single month, whether you sell or not. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about Etsy print on demand for complete beginners. So the steps you need to follow: create an Etsy account and set up the details you need to have, create an account on Printify or another platform, connect Printify to your Etsy store, determine the sales price you want to charge, and publish. And then I explained to you what print on demand is and the best print on demand products and the top 5 Etsy print on demand partners. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.